What up, guys? McMillon talked about building trust with your customer. You want your promotion, and I'm gonna tell you something. The things have changed since I left here, and since I have came back since 2019. Understanding that I had with my coworkers and and what my customers have changed because of the conflicts of point of views. That relationship I have with my customer was broken by your employees of me doing my job. So it's hard to get that relationship back with my customers when your worker, Doug Miller, had broke that bond when I had with my customer. And that can be we talking about the way you get the thing I didn't like, we had confusion about the mindsets and the intelligence. Customers going off on me, customers sneaky stuff, and that can cause the conflict. Honesty, I have always been honest, but the promotion you'll get conflict of doing what I'm told to do. And Jessica can see that. If I had a chance, the thing is, man, I would actually have a chance. One person I would like to do an interview with, and I think if he's still at Walmart, his name is Chris. He's a co-manager. He kind of, I remember him telling me, "You, I get you to do this job. I can know you can do it." When I came in that deli, people, I know I was going to be in a tight spot. And the thing is, we having problems. Everybody doing their job. And the thing is, when Jessica get in there, other people slacking and I'm doing my part, it could cause confusion. And you can't depend on one person to do a lot of things while others slacking at. And he's only one person. I got all of this energy and everybody giving me slack. Oh, you doing too much, you doing other people's job. They don't pay me enough. Honesty comes when you're being honest. Jessica manager was mad. You can see in one of the videos, he was telling me, "Oh, you say I ain't friendly to everyone." Me having that relationship with the customer, it caused confusion. Me going in other department, I say, if you look, I told the Justice Department, look when I was on the scrub and that Mexican guy on 299cc intimidated me because they try to stop me from doing other work. And that's the main confusion with that. You talk about honesty, but you're only seeing one side of this situation. And Jessica, man, and she's taking her manager side. It's you're taking your manager side, and you wasn't there, and that's why I don't respect about Jessica. You wasn't there to hear the words that come out of his mouth. She just took his side. You know, one thing I had with my customers, and this lady that we talked at 2996, she hired three new people in the deli. And I told this customer, I see the jealousy coming out. Jessica, new employee, and I'm standing right in the deli. We standing right there, and I tell this customer, I'm saying that loud. I didn't actually, I say this out loud. They should think before they hire people. And she said, yeah, we should think that. Because the jealousy, the new employees were jealous. Every one of them was fighting for something. And I said, y'all all in competition. And the jealousy came out the new Mexican guy. See it in the spirit. See how your employees acting when I'm interacting with the customers. Jessica, you just believe your manager side, just taking it side without filing the full proof of the situation. I called you and you couldn't even answer your phone. You're taking your manager's side over Jessica, taking jealousy over. So I see the different sides of the situation. Yesterday, I proved when I went to Walmart yesterday, I proved the same situation that happened with Chris. I'm walking into the back and Chris agitating the mind situation, humming employees, talking shit. Same thing with the employee. Yesterday, I gave the Justice Department a camera and I said, hold up, look how this employee antagonating the situation with the other employee. And this is what they was doing. at 2996 in the back. When I'm coming in the back, they sitting by the machine and they advertising it. You know, names was called in the deli. The customers telling me, Hugh, you're doing it, you're doing great, you're trying. But the workers behaving. The workers behaving, if you got that great, the relationship with my customers been broken because of you, Doug McMillon, and Jessica. How can we get back on that same track that I once was with my customers if you did what you did in your Jessica and them behavior, laughing at people in the freezer? That's not cool. If you're gonna talk while I'm doing inventory and laugh and smile, you and that's why I don't respect that. And we're gonna talk about that. Jessica, her manager, laughing and seeing me trying to learn this skill, and you're laughing. That's not honesty. Honesty is not being given by the team players. I'm a regular, you know that, I'm gonna tell you, that guy told me in the meat department, he said, Hubert, you're a good employee and I like you. But don't listen to Jessica and them because they're gonna lie to you. Before it be too late, don't let them pull you into their lies. And when she said that, everything that he told me in that meat department, and then she told me I got to rate 3 years because of racist behavior. Understand the progress that's going on. She just taking the side. You see me do the work. What's the problem? You talk about honesty, Doug Miller. You see me do the work. The Justice Department gonna see me doing all of these things, but it's conflict. Your team, some of your employees not able to go the distance. Sabina, my ex-girlfriend, family member, coming and say, "What's up, you?" He drive trucks. He travel for a living, and he watched me since I was a little kid. Since a kid, we sit at Sabina and them house. We sit at everybody else. He watched me since a little kid. See how Xavier and them was acting in the spirit. See how your manager. See how James rolled his eyes when my old barber that I cut my hair. And see your implicit jealousy. God say, I'm being honest. Can you be honest, Doug Miller? Can you identify jealousy? You got to believe in God to understand it. The trust is built. But if nobody's spiritual side is not open, how can we understand it? Let me tell you, I understand what my customer need in the spirit. And every time I pass by a freezer, I know they didn't have I go call my coworker in the milk department, even though I'm not in that same department. Hey, how you doing? I'm asking where you at. Hey, how you doing? How you doing today? But you got your other department manager that's a girl. I work with her at 216, and she trying to tell me where I belong and trying to keep me. That's not how you supposed to do it, where manager try to tell you where you can't be in life in the career. I don't like that. So honesty is not being given to y'all employees. You're seeing one side of the situation. When I got rolled up, everybody telling me, "Oh, you still come back to work?" That's what's the problem. Oh, I told him, hold up. She just took her manager's side. That's not right. Do an investigation on it. You just assume stuff. Without doing an investigation, you looked at me with your attitude. And that's not right when you just take somebody's side without doing an investigation on it. Honesty come with Jessica and the rest of them being honest. I'm honest with you, but you ain't being honest. Jessica not be. Tell them about her and her manager laughing at me. Come on, Doug Miller. Laughing at me in inventory night. Let's talk about that by that freezer. God said we remember everything. Let's talk about in that back room by that camera room by the freezer. Her and her assistant manager laughing at me. You're not giving honesty. Then you take my ideas and you expect everybody to play fair. That's not right. Then you lie on me. When I was talking to the billing manager, I hope they can go past the electronics. Me and this guy been see your marketing manager jealous. See how me and this guy Billy looking at your manager, your marketing manager in the spirit, jealousy. I believe in God. Do you believe in it, Doug Miller? Do you see the Holy Spirit? I saw it out of day when Tabitha came and hugged me. Did you see it? Can you identify it? God said, can you identify Xavier and them being jealous and Jessica and them acting up? Identify your employees' behavior. Can you see it in the spirit on the camera? Analyze the spirit, Doug Miller. You trying to be a 0 to 100 real quick, but God said we got to keep it real 100 with you. Look at your employee jealousy. See it, identify it. See when other businesses came in there and they act and behaving themselves, a Kroger's racist manager. See when they see me doing what I'm doing. Honesty always been given to you, but you choose not to listen. You choose to break the code of honesty. You choose to break God trust. You have broken God trust, Doug Miller. You have broken the nation trust. My problem, you broke that spirit with the custom about doing. You broke the connection. Robert telling me that's not a good fit. That's not a good fit for him because he don't know how to give the customer what they want. He's up there saying, "Well, let me tell you something, Robert. If you look at that camera and see when I first met Robert, and we in the meat department by close to the man, he see me stocking. Look at his spirit behavior, the way he was acting, seeing me stocking. Y'all got the flag up at Walmart, right? Look at Robert's spirit behavior. That's the type of leader you want? That's intimidated and fear because another person work hard? That's the kind of intimidation you want? That's the type of store manager you want in your company? See me working. With the Justice Department going to be able to see the dedication I had for you, and you took me for granted. And then you had Jessica and them on my idea. You be honest. It's time for you to be a man and say you took my van ideas. You're not being honesty as your promotion. You are lying to the American people. Trump knows it. Joe Biden knows it. And by time they go on my TikTok accounts and all of that to see that you've been misbehaving yourself as a CEO, you broke God code of dishonesty. You lied on me. Your managers were jealous. It's Xavier and them. Even when I shopped at another store and I went to another store, your other guy, he rolled his eyes. When I saw Xavier at another store year before last, he rolled his eyes like a girl or something. Let's see that. Let's see the spirit behavior. We are seeing jealousy in the Holy Spirit. And God say, you can't do nothing about it. I say, Governor Abbey, you want to take this to the next level? Come on, Governor Abbey. You want to really push the button, the politic buttons over here? Come on, let's test this. Go get the airport from DFW. Go get the camera. You're the government, right? See jealousy at in the Holy Spirit of smart cards. And that white guy that was at smart cards was racist. See when in the interview and orientation, we standing out there. You so smart, huh? Y'all think y'all know it all, right? The Holy Spirit is being seen. But can you acknowledge it? Can you acknowledge it? God is testing. Can you acknowledge what you see? Look at your employees' behavior tomorrow. You can't hear nothing that customer say because people will talk low. That customer talking shit that people talk about doing. No, go ahead with that because you feel some type of way. We dealing with personalities, the conflict of it. But God gave me this job. He know what he wanted me to do since I was a kid. This was the thing. But understand these things. You can't hear what these customers saying, talking shit on the low. I fuck with Shorty on the low. You ever heard that song with one of the artists? Your customers are talking low and sneaking racist shot with your employees. I'm being honest, but you can't hear everything on my phone. But we having disagreements. You broke that connection between the customers. You decided to lie on me. You and Robert broke that thing with the customers. It's your fault that we are having conflict, Doug McMillon. That's the problem with what's going on. What happened at 12296 should have never happened. Your action and your Robert. No, it's not a good fit for Rob because you're blind. I don't know. Robert needs to change his faith in God, but he better go get a reality check. God said it's not a good spot for him because he ain't seeing the spirit of jealousy. Robert was very intimidated of me when he first met me in that meat department, stocking those shelves. He was intimidated. Look at his spirit. Look at the way he acted. And then I talk about Steve in the room, and he get mad because Steve is a racist narcissist with Charles. And he get mad because I'm speaking my opinion about, oh, you got Robert, you got Charles picture, you got Steve picture. And he said, I don't go. No, you're being dishonest. Don't tell me about Steve them and they being racist. You don't know honesty. Look at that camera. Go back. You got cameras, right? You won't put the delete. Look at back when I was first interviewed when I was in orientation. You got 5 people on the left, 5 people on the right. Charles is on one end of the table, and I'm on the end of the table. Charles looked at me with racism. Look at the spirit of racism. You're being dishonest, Doug McMillon. You have lied to the public. But how can we get that? How can I get that bond back with my customers and some of my employees? The people how can I get that bond back? What you broke. Everybody welcome me in. How can I get that buying in? I'm going to tell the Justice Department. How can I get my buying in with everybody and what you broke? When everybody on Instagram, all the co-workers, every Walmart employee on Instagram, how can I get that buying back that you broke as a CEO? You broke that bond by lying. You broke it. How can we get that bond back? Don't know you broke the customer. You broke your employee trust and you broke everybody else's trust. You broke that bond by deceiving me and put me in a situation that I can't get out. Doug McMillon, it's time for you to be honest. And I'm going to tell the Justice Department, you broke that bond. When every employee said, Hubert, we got a treat for you and we got to thank you. Thank you. You broke that bond. I heard everybody on Instagram, every employee, co-worker from the local store, you broke that bond. How can I bring my trust? I can listen to my employees. I can listen to my co-workers, but you broke that bond. I seen the love on Instagram. I seen people who we got something. I seen it. You broke that bond, Doug McMillon. God said you broke that bond. You've been dishonest with your employees. I got an idea to let the employees have. You can put just like they putting in stocks right now. I let you put $20 in your pay raise. You putting $20 in your pay raise. And I'm letting you get $10 for full time, give you $10, then you're allowed to put money, $5 into your full-time wage. Your full-time wages will keep getting up anytime you want, and you can stop it at any time. You broke that trust, Doug McMillon. You ain't being honest. Everybody welcome me in. Everybody say, Hugh, I can't wait. I got you. Everybody welcome me in. But you broke that trust. You turned that trust around. That's your mistake, Doug McMillon. But we can talk about a lot of stuff that went happen. And Jessica need to admit what she did with her assistant manager, laughing and taunting in that freezer that night. Let's talk about it. If we're going to be honest, Doug McMillon, can you see the back of the cameras in that back of that freezer behind that deli? Can you see it? Can you identify it? Can you see it? And you got cameras in that deli? When I was doing inventory, Let's ask the Justice Department to do that. Do they got cameras in that deli by that deli in that back to see what your manager Jessica had done and them taunting and laughing right there, right? Chris was trying to show me something, looking at me in my face, taunting, laughing. Can we do that? Can we do that, Doug McMillon? God said, can you be honest? You talk about honesty, but you ain't giving it. Jessica talk about honesty, but y'all ain't giving it. Trust was broken when you decide to lie to the American people. You have broken a trust, Doug McMillon. You have broken God trust and you have broken the American trust more than you ever knew, Doug McMillon. Can Jessica be honest with you about what her and her manager did that night by that freezer when the department manager was, and she was laughing at me and taunting? Look how they was looking. Can you observe it? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's going on. I started this right on HBO and all of that. Let's talk about it. Can you give it? Can you see that camera? Can Jessica confess? Just like I told Miss Lee when she was judging me, when my eye was down, I caught her spirit looking at my spirit. Can God say, can you see what I see when I caught Miss Lee behavior? I caught Miss Lee at my Social Security office looking down on my spirit. My head was down. She didn't even know. She didn't. I'm giving you honesty. I'm giving the Texas honesty. But they're not giving it back. May and them lying. Honesty not giving back. I told them what I said and why I said everything. We was had one mission. No sister had a president attention and everybody else attention, and we can't get your workers under control, huh? I attacked my mission, right? Right? We attacked. God said we attacked the cost, and I meant to tell the Social Security, tell them the president when I talked to somebody in 2019. Let me tell you something. If your workers would have thought I came back and they would have racial profiled me, it was a racial thing. I told your manager, James, that I was going to go see about other people, see how the job is in Walmart, and see how other things in Atlanta. And I went to every job in almost every Walmart in Atlanta, and I wanted to check out the personality, where I can fit in there. But your Robert acted a coward, and he told me you had your chance. You had your chance. Now, every money that you make off those Van Doug Miller is going to come to me. Every time you make money off those Van is going to come to me. You see, you're not being honest with the community. Let me tell you, Robert said, this God says not a good fit for Robert. Don't outcast me, you and your Walmart people, and what you stand for. Take that flag down, Doug Miller, and you don't stand for truth and loving God, children, and everybody have an opportunity. Your Russell ain't giving you the truth. Felicia ain't giving you the truth. And Ram and them not giving you the truth. But this what it came to, huh? I had to cut him off, right? This what it came to, huh? God said this what it came to. Don't talk about honesty. You don't know honesty, where everything is one-sided and you can't open your eye. Can you see the spirit, Doug Miller? Can you acknowledge what you see at your store when you was at? Can you look at the cameras and acknowledge the spirit behavior of others? God said, can you acknowledge it? You lied and you was dead wrong. I wanted Jessica to hear my phone call because I threatened to sue you. I know who she was on the phone with. I looked her straight in her spirit, and she looked me dead in my eye. I wanted you to hear it because I wanted you to know what you was up against. I want you to know what you stand for was wrong. Is Jessica gonna be honest with you when she was taunting with her assistant manager? Is she going to be honest with you? Let's ask that question when we go to the Justice Department, right? Can she be honest with you? Can she tell you what her manager and her did that she put in that department? We're going to test this. Can she tell you? Because God said, can she be honest with you? When that inventory night came and Chris showed me the way she looked and taunted at me, her and her assistant manager that she put in, can she be honest with you, Doug? I saw Jessica and her taunting and laughing, judging me in the spirit, staring at me in the spirit. You think I didn't know? Come on, honesty not being given here. I warned Jessica on that phone. I warned James. I want you to hear me. Because on that phone, when James was going away from the store, I warned Jessica. And they thought I was bluffing. I told James that anything people keep messing with me, I was going to call you. And they thought I was bluffing. I was going to call you. I was going to ask James. Ask James. I warned him. Ask James was on that phone call, Doug McMillon. Ask James on that conference call when Jessica put me on the one. I warned all of them. If we're going to talk, I warned them. They kept doing it. I warned them. I gave you 3 warnings. You can't even, y'all don't even got answer machines on the wall in there. I called and the phone kept ringing. What leaders that you are and you don't have an answer machine and you don't pick up? Your number's on that back wall to reach out to you. You don't reach out as an employee. Come on. I want every single tell them when I threatened to call you, Jessica got scared. Tell them that when I threatened to call you and reach out to y'all, Jessica got scared. Let's talk about what's in that room. When I made threats to call you and Jessica and them got scared. Let's talk about it, Dave. Remember? I thought stuff was going to be different with us when I went to the Second World War. When y'all said y'all was going to get to the bottom of it. I thought everything was going to change. Tell Jessica when I threatened to call you, she got scared. If you was not going to handle the situation. You know, I regret going in her department. Because I think I regret going in her department now. Because out of all of the bullshit that's going on in this, yeah, I had a girlfriend. What's the point? All of my other exes and my affairs was popping up at the Walmart. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was causing problems with me and the people that I dealt with in the past. Yes, it was causing problems. My past was catching up with me. Yeah, we understand those things. But that gives you no reason to do what you did. You don't think I was watching y'all when y'all came in the deli when Shannon was working there? You don't think I had my eye on you the whole time looking at me in my eye? Was that racism I saw? Jim Miller, when your corporate office looked me in the eye in the deli, what's that racism I saw out of your eyes? When you stared at me. Your corporate office, you, whoever you were, in that deli, what you staring at? That's the question, Jim Miller. Honesty is not being given here. You know, he responded back to something about us talking. But is you going to be honest? My life was in danger and I had to say a lot of stuff. And I was trying to get to the call center. God said, we're not going to get off our mission because of the community of Carrollton community and not calling us dumb and with all of that stuff and people hood in the rap community, Yellow Breeze and them lying. I'm giving you the truth. How can you identify it? You know what that Carrollton police said while I was on that ground in the middle? What you doing with all that energy? That energy in your spirit, not your own. Let's talk about what was said. Let's talk about why nobody didn't answer that phone when Jessica called and Jessica didn't answer that phone. And Xavier looking dumb. What you could have did, you could have had the camera there. I'm looking back at it all like it was a movie. I'm not even taking it that serious. I'm looking at back at it, the arguments we had on the phone like it was a movie. I think we can make a movie at it like we can do what we want. And I think if I was in front of her and we was in an acting scene, I think that would be great. And I like, man, look, I look at the calls from there. I look at the calls from there, and I think that would be great right there. I think that would be great. I like, man, I look at the calls now and I like, man, look, that would be. I look at the calls right now. What up, guys? I look at the calls right now. I'm going to get back on the conversation. I'm sorry about that. I look at the calls right now, and I look at the. I remember the conversation that I had with the calls, and I'm like, it's all a movie. Like, and she said, we can do what we want. I said, imagine me in front of Walmart CEO. Imagine me in front of corporate office, and we and had that and making a movie. She said, we can do what we want. And I'm not even. It's like anger management. It's like anger. It's like the movie. I'm not taking it that. I look back at it now, and I'm just saying this is like an anger management movie. Like we having a fit on the phone. And I'm like, I'm not even looking at it. I look back at it now at the phone conversation. I'm not even taking it. I look at that and I laugh at it. And I laugh at the conversation we had because we are not taking that stuff. I'm laughing at it. And I think about it at night. I think about the call conversation that we had, and I think about that, and I look back at it like, this is so. I can't believe the arguments and the fussing. I say, imagine I'm in the movie with her, like anger management, and we having this conversation. She on the phone. You ever watch that movie with Eminem? When Eminem called the car dealers, the car wash, and he started doing it. I was like, well, man, I look back at it now and like it's not that serious. I look at it back and now it's not that serious. So I want to tell this man, I look back at it now, it's not that really that serious at all. It's not really that serious, man. So let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. When my friends was out of high school, when I was out of high school and Creekview kids, Tavine and Demarcus, I was hanging out. We was going to places together. We was doing everything together. I stayed with like Tavani will tell you, we went places together, Subway and ate. They were still in school. Tavani, we talking about Tavani and them now. They were still going to Creekview. We going to Subway, we eating at the places, we doing this and that. And we were still going places together. We hung out and have a good time. And to see my female friend that went to Creekview and her boyfriend, I remember he used to drive me in trucks on Facebook. And him and them two have babies together now, and they used to always talk about. She used to always come to me and just tell me about the relationship, and to see them two have a baby together, and I got them on my Facebook to see them have a baby together, and see them. I say all of that sitting in my house and all of them steps, and to see y'all have a kid together, and when y'all leave Creekview, is amazing, and I'm happy to see them have a baby together. Yeah, because when I didn't used to go to work at night, they used to get added at night. They used to, hey, I got them on my Facebook, my crew friends, and I let say, look at y'all, man, y'all got kids now. Y'all doing all of these things. Look at y'all, man. Look at y'all got all these kids now, man. Look at y'all got all of these kids now. And like, whoa, y'all got all of it. And I'm like, she got a kid with him. And I'm like, man, look at it. So to see my Creekview friends, I'm out of school, to see them just grown up and see them and Tavani and doing his thing and see DeMarcus having a kid at the Addison station, he telling me, and to see them just on that level, because I hung out with they stayed at my house and kept them out of trouble. And sometimes I have to go to work at night and until they have to go home, I even chill by their mom house. Their mom, Tavani mom, like I'm out of school. Tavani mom just I'm sitting in front of his door and his mama coming out there saying hi and everything. They in school and they doing that. So we didn't cross that boundary. We didn't cross that boundary at all. Everybody will tell you the people I chill with at, over there, and that boundary wasn't crossed. I watched them grow. I watched them just be more than they could be. We went places. We went to Subway, went to the Taco Bell on the other side. We went to so many places. The Marcus with his little sister, everybody. So, right now, I want to show people, but Doug McMillon, honesty needs to be given by you. And I'm sorry, I'm skipping topics, and I'm sorry, I'm being honest, but I can't handle the conflict that I'm having with the customer, the buying you broke. I can't deal with that where we was getting along so well, and now it's a conflict with me and the customer. You broke that. You broke that bond I had with my customers. Every day I came on the clock. I had more of a relationship with my customer more than I did my employees at your store. You broke that bond. How can stuff be right with my customers and you broke that bond by lying and your jealousy marketing manager? Look at the camera. Look at your marketing manager behavior. Me and Billy looking at it on the side. I don't know if it got cameras that go all the way in that back room by where the customer service at with a badge mat in the back over there. Can we see me and Billy look at this? Me and Billy was like the character marketing manager. He owned another building. We look at this woman acting, behaving in the spirit. I got the Gucci Man book, and she behaving in the spirit. We looking at her in the spirit. Me and Billy because he wanted me to read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I'm reading them, and he said he every time we said it at Starbucks, and I gave Starbucks, it's too much conflict. Everybody, I gave the Justice Department Starbucks. Me and this guy sitting up in there, and everybody trying to ear hustle on my ideas, and ear hustle on my ideas. And Billy said, "You don't tell someone with that. Ever somebody tell you no, me no, and you go against the grain." Billy saw something in me. The character marketing manager, he saw something in me. And for you not to see nothing in me and you to do me like that, and this marketing manager, he wanted me to go do Disney Channel shows and Reddit. He wanted me to go do stuff. So he saw there's something in me. And he wanted to do business with me. People came in that interest. You don't want to treat me right when I'm on your clock, and bam. And that's the problem. Honesty, what honesty you give? What you got, Doug Miller, is a lie. What you got it? There's a one-blooded situation, Doug Miller. They're not telling you, "Oh, you make me sick. You doing other people work." I can't even get a project done because in the back because of your employees. Oh, it's 8 of y'all in the deli. Why the conflict is happening? Your manager Jessica, and what's her name? She's sitting up there watching us in the deli doing it. It's conflict because people not willing to work in there. And you got me in that, Jessica, and you got me doing something you talking about using, and you and your employees, your co-workers are causing conflict because they don't want to go the distance. They don't want to do their part. I don't want to be around that type of environment where you're working and you're doing everything that's asked of you. But you want me to do double the work where other people are not willing to put their half of the work in. That's not fair. You're being unfair. And Jessica and them blind and they don't see what's going on. I can tell Chris to be honest what he said and what they said. Tell them to be honest what they said when I came back to work after I got woke up. You talk about leadership, but tell your workers to say what they said. Or you still come back to work after what happened? They tried to stop me from showing consistency. They know I wanted the position. They tried to stop me to learn and grow more. And they tried to stop me from that. And Chris, tell them what my badge and your badge said. We are working for the same goal. Why our badge got to determine how the way we work together? Your ego is in the way. When we doing inventory, we're gonna talk about that. We doing inventory. I watch him, he watch me, right? And some things wasn't right. And he wanted to give up on me. You don't give up on somebody on the first try of doing inventory. Let's see where we went wrong at to fix it. And Jessica had to step in and take care of all the employees while he think about himself. Jessica guided everybody while he sit up there and be selfish as a department manager. That's not a leader. Chris only in it for the money. Why to have a position and he don't know about leadership? He want the money instead of being a leader. It got to be more than the money. It got to be more than that and what you want that position for. He wanted to give up on me. I said, hold up. You see me doing stuff wrong. You see me not doing stuff wrong. You see me doing everything I'm doing. And watch the picture, Doesn't even look at it. Look at him standing right by my side. Watch it. I watched him do it. Then he want to give up. Look at it, Doug. Look at your cameras. But don't just give up on nobody. Well, I watch you do it, then you watch me do it, and then the merchandise, then you want to give it. That's selfish. Then Jessica leading everybody. She taking care of 8 or 9 people. Why did your department manager be selfish? So you talk about leadership, but tell him how June was acting in that thing being racial towards me. Tell him how his behavior was acting. He don't want to tell him how he racial profiled me. Let's tell him about June in there. Let's tell him his behavior in the spirit. God said, call him out. Let's talk about your manager at 29 June. Let's talk about his spirit behavior, right? Hey, Doug McMillon, you don't think I was studying James the whole time after I wrote something and he typed it? I know it was more, not just about what happened. You think you think you're gonna get away that easy? It was about how I write and how I do things. That was on that computer, right? I started walking back and forth after that. James didn't even know that I was walking back and forth from his office studying him. Let me see what I'm observing his mindset the whole time. James didn't even know after we had that meeting and I worked out that I was observing him. I walked back and forth 10 times. Walked back forward and 10 times to him, and I observed this mindset. I observed what he was writing, and I observed everything. I was studying. I was studying your store manager, Doug McMillon. You don't even know it. He don't even know that I was studying. I was looking at his mindset. When you question those things and you question those abilities, Jessica be honest? What I'm about to tell the Justice Department, can Jessica be honest about her and her employees laughing and taunting me in that freezer that night when Chris was trying to show me something? Can Jessica be honest? We're going to tell the Justice Department that night by that freezer when Chris was watching me, we had that door, he trying to show Jessica and her manager was laughing and taunting. Can they be honest? I looked at their spirit. Can they be honest, Doug McMillon? So what we're going to do, we're going to tell the Justice Department to ask Jessica and them, can they be honest whenever we're doing inventory that night? Her manager, the one she supported, did me wrong. She was taunting with the manager. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about, is she going to acknowledge her wrongdoing? God said, I saw the spirit of Jessica and her manager. Don't you lie to me. Tell them, don't you lie to me. Just like Miss Lee, judging me. Your spirit was being identified, Doug McMillon. So when I get around here and I'm going to tell the Justice Department, Doug McMillon, to get your managers, Jessica, to tell you the truth, right? And get your other manager to tell you the truth. They was taunting and laughing at me and being racial towards me, trying to learn a new skill, right? Let's talk about at that freezer that night in that back room. Is they gonna admit what they did? Is you gonna listen to their lies? God said. I saw their spirit the way they was looking at me. Did you try to lie on me and say I left something out and try to fire me? Let's talk about those things. And you don't think I know? I felt it in the spirit by that dumpster where she tried to lie on me about the pallet that was out and write me up about it. Let's talk about the sneaky behavior. Let's talk about one of the girls on me. Let's talk about that freezer thing. Boy, let me tell you. You know, if truth and honesty was given, I wouldn't mind standing up. You being dishonest. Let's talk about that. I don't want her to lose a job where she was Miss Clueless and not what's going on. What you think, Jessica, is not what you think. Me doing what I'm told was causing confusion. It was a one-sided situation. They was going to show me every time I came back. And the department manager, Chris, was with them. Your department manager. When I got wrote up the next day and I came back to work, they all of them, look at him looking at me. Look at him looking at me. You still come back to work after? I said, look here, man. Y'all on some other shit. Your managers will be negative because they don't want you to come up. They don't want you to have a position. Look on that camera in that parking lot at 1216 and see your workers in that parking lot at 1216 watching me put car. Isn't there? Or something deleted, Doug McMillon? Doug McMillon, hey, see at 1216 what happened. But I'm the problem, right? Oh, God said we got a problem. Let's take it back. You really want to do this? Charles walked away from me off the clock and on the clock. Let's talk about before I quit that Walmart and he walking off on me as a racist manager. Let's talk about it. Like when he worked, let's tell the Justice Department when I was on the clock and I tried to talk to him and he walked out the door, he walked away from me as a racist store manager. What you talking about, Doug McMillon? Everything is gonna be on the clock at 12. So what you talking about? You know what Russell told me? Russell told me, thanks for coming over here and settling what we need to settle. You can start eating and earning real bread with us. That's what Russell told me. But is Russell gonna tell you what happened in that room when I got cussed out and when a person said fuck New Orleans and called me out of my name? Let's talk about Russell. Let's talk about Russell at 1216. Was calling me racist name. Let's talk about what was said in that room. When that black girl said fuck New Orleans and said racist thing. Let's talk about what was said. Ask Russell if he's gonna tell the truth. He still work for you, right? Ask Russell, that black tomboy girl that said that she worked at Amazon. Let's talk about what was said in that room that night. Let's talk about all the misconduct that was going on. You see, you're not being honest. Charles not being honest. Felicia and them not being honest. And I'm going to tell you, Rob, something. One of your employees work at Kroger. That lady in the back room at nighttime that work with Yvonne, she working your cashier. She work at Kroger. And let me tell you something. She know my baby mama. You know why me and my mother-in-law had a rest in peace in her soul? I didn't want my baby mama talking to a racist black woman. So she got a disability. Your employee wearing a fake mask. Let's talk about she did me wrong. Do you got the nerve to come up to my talk to my baby mama before she came to my baby mama? Let's talk about that, Doug McMillon. Let's talk about how your employee treated me in that break room after Grizz left. You see, Grizz would be disappointed to see everything that went on. He'd be disappointed in Charles and Felicia and Yvonne and them, especially Charles. You know, Grizz kept me under his wing. He took me to the other corporate store across the street. We built things over there across the street from 1216. He showed me things. That's why I was able to go to your store, your other store, and learn so much what Grizz taught me. I was able to teach, and they was what Shy said. We can use him. What she said. Man, look. Oh, come on, man. Come on, don't be a hypocrite, there, man. That talk about was East Russia gonna tell the truth to stay. Don't fire him. We all gotta learn from mistakes, right? But is Russell gonna be honest? Raymond talking about when he didn't do me, when he didn't do me. All right, I cut him off. What your employee said, Tamika said about me. What she said that night when before I left, why they don't get you to do that stuff that they don't know you. That's actually a ticket to work program. Let's get the if you want to get the ticket to work program in this, let's get the man that worked, that getting paid by the Social Security government. Let's get him involved in this situation because he went up there and talked to Charles, right? He went up there and talked to them, right? Right? He went up to the ticket to work program, went up and talked to them, right? And you know what he told him? He called me that same night and he told him I couldn't do it. That what your call employees see, that ticket to work program, and I try to tell him what was going on in the call center, cut me off. I tell him I was going through a racial situation and the ticket work program was trying to help me out get through this racial transition. And they just cut me off without listening. And then you act like y'all government act like y'all understand us, but y'all don't. Y'all don't. Y'all say y'all for God, and y'all taking these Walmart businesses aside. The guy didn't even want to listen to me. He cut me off. I was trying to change just into jobs to get a job because I was going through something with Charles at that. And he told me not to go back. He told me, I believe in you, Hubert. I believe in you. And I was able to find out the job. But we know it when you're in different counties. He told me, Hubert, I need you to go a different county, but you're not allowed to go to that different county ticket to work program if you don't live in that county. Right? It's by county, right? You got to go to the county that you live in in order to get service from ticket to work program. Right? Y'all do everything by county. And I remember them told me, Hubert, Hubert, you are a good worker, but we have did so much. Go to another. Y'all do everything by county. Y'all need to stop that. So it's hard for somebody to actually find those things where the ticket to work program in Carrollton, they want to get a second look on my career. They wanted to get a second look on my career. And and they was like, Hubert, we're gonna do something. Let me help you. He went to Walmart. He said he went to Walmart, and they say we couldn't do it. I had a man from Ticket to Work Permit getting paid by the government to go up there and talk to you to get a second look on my career. So I was trying to tell the call center that I don't cut me off because I'm going through a transition of racism. And they trying to work with me and get me other jobs. Come on, Hubert, I'm gonna get you some jobs. We're gonna you gotta be patient. But the Social Security wasn't being patient. That's the only downfall of what they just cut me off and lied to me and say they don't got nothing to do with me. No, you do. You're sending me stuff in the mail about Ticket to Work program. Why would you lie to me as a call center government, and tell me, and you're not understanding the racial part in it? You're not understanding the racial part. Sorry, guys, my other phone. You're not understanding the racial part of it. They believe in this guy in Ticket, Miss Tammy. What's her name? Miss Tammy. She worked for Ticket to Work. You know what happened at that thing? What happened at that jealousy at the airport? And that manager, that racist white man, that smart car didn't want to hear nothing he got to say. You know what she told that manager? They don't sound like Hubert. Hubert don't act like that. Your worker was jealous, and he said, Hubert, don't worry about it. Get this racist piece of shit back their shirt. Miss Tammy gave those racist piece of smart card back their shirt. Miss Tammy and everybody knowing the ticket, we know it was going to be hard. But they wanted to get a second look on my career. They wanted me to go to another county, but y'all do everything by county. You can't go to that ticket, you got to do this county. No, stop that. We need to stop that. I'm going to tell you how I'm supposed to build that trust back over my relationship with my customers and your employee jealousy of me interacting with the customer. Tell them what your Jessica manager, be honest. Oh, you say I ain't friendly with everybody. It's my job to talk to the customer. But you knocked that balance off. You destroyed that connection with me and the customers. How can that balance be restored, Derek Miller? I don't mind listening to my customers. I never had a problem with that, listening to them. I got a great personality. Not because of me, I got a great personality. I don't mind listening to my coworkers. That's why that's not reason why I was listening to my coworkers. Let me tell you something. I didn't know nothing. When I first working at 1216, when 1216, you got everybody on the maintenance team. I didn't know nothing. Chris had to teach me how to ride a scrubber. And he started laughing the first time I started doing it. He had to teach me how to get on a scrubber and ride it. Chris started laughing. He started, Hubert, you don't work that like that. The first time he sit me in the back and he teach me how to work the forklift. And I kept turning around in the back. And Chris said, Hubert, he was laughing in the back. Hubert, you don't do that like that. He taught me how to use electric pallet javelin. He taught me how to use all of these things. Look on your clock and see how me and Grizz work together as a team. See how Grizz kept me on his side. You can't be scared to teach. And the problems I had with Walmart, that my baby mama, before she came my baby mama, she didn't know how to do anything, but you have to teach her. I didn't know stuff that I got in there. And you had to teach her. I didn't know, sorry guys, I didn't know stuff when I first got to Walmart. What's his name? Everybody, you know what I'm saying? They had to teach me. I learned how to zone and do every stuff. I worked at a Toys R Us in Louisville with Brittany. And the bender was about to leave, and he taught me how to bend. That's why I was able to go to Walmart. He taught me how to bend. He gave Brittany before they closed Toys R Us down. I was able to use how they taught me how to drop the product. That's why they took the thing. My team, that's where they got all the little thing. I worked at Toys R Us. What they got in Walmart, I said, hold up. I worked at Toys R Us in Louisville, and we dropped everything off by letter. And I was telling the employee, hold up, when I worked at Toys R Us, we did letters. We did all of these things. We had letters, we had numbers, and we looked on the box and we dropped the product off. And the way I look at things, Toys R Us taught me how to stop different. They taught me how to look at the prices. Everybody had taught me, and now I was able to go. Now, hold up, let me get some positive. Let me use how Toys R Us taught me. How they taught me in Louisville before they closed down. Miss Brittany and everybody taught me. So I used that same methods in Louisville before they closed that down. And I was able to use that same thing that Toys R Us taught me how to stock and look at how the merchandise need to be on there. And I was able to use that. What Toys R Us taught me how to put the merchandise and how to look for the merchandise on the shelf and how to look at that's the right merchandise. I was able to use that. That's how I was able to stock fast. The girl in produce that she left, and I tried to go look for her at 12:16, she wasn't there. And she said, Hubert, we all learn in a different way. But she had a little smart little smile at me. She had a little thing at me. I'm not mad at that. Looked at me some type of way, like she wanted. But you know what I'm saying? But the problem I'm having is teach the girl. The girl don't teach her. I had to learn the chemicals. I had to sit up there and all the rest of them. Boy, look. You know how long it took me? It took me 3 days to learn how to make a damn bell and stuff and how to do everything. Everything wasn't given to me. It took time and progress. So I didn't learn that stuff. I had to learn how to work a scrubber. Everything I'm doing that Charles Grizz and them taught me. Grizz and them taught me how to use the scrubber. Everything that I know how to do to get on the ride the scrubber, Grizz taught me. How to dump the water out, how to do this. He taught me how to do all of that. But people don't want to spend the time to teach people. You don't have nobody in that back room to teach y'all about it. Let me show you, Shannon, how to work the chemicals. Let me show you how to wet stuff need to go. You need to know how to do all of these things. We're not allowed to use chemicals out there on the shelves. So we got to use what they bring in. So I got to, look, you need to put this on your coat. You need to put this. You need to use this water to mop. You need to do all of these things. So certain things you need to know how to do. That person not going to learn that come on. I wouldn't have let her get the job and she wasn't very intelligent. She's intelligent, but she just needs guidance. And she needs somebody to show her. I wouldn't have asked Shawnee, my manager, if I didn't know she can do it. She just needed a little guidance to people to show her how to wear the chemicals at. She was very intelligent, Janet. But she just needed a little guidance to show her what at. You didn't have that team leader. You didn't have that with your workers at 2996. And that's the problem. Like, come on. All right, if nobody ain't going to help you, let me help. Let me show you where the chemicals at. Let me show you how to put this in there and do all of those things. If nobody ain't going to help you. If nobody ain't going to show you how to get on this and how to do this. I'm going to go out of my deli. I'm going to go out of here and I'm going to go help you and show you how to work. Because I didn't know everything. So we have to understand it a little bit more of the progress that's going on. Grizz taught me some things. Don't Grizz taught me some things, Doug McMillon. Don't you sit up there. No, don't. I'm not going to let you play me. Grizz taught me some things. If your co-manager, Chris, was still here, you know what he told me when he first met me before he left 2996? Hubert, I get you to do the task because I can know you can get the job done. before he left, and I missed the guy because he know when he called me to do tasks, I can get it done. And that's what he said. He went to another store, and I'm like, damn, Chris, the co-manager left. Oh, damn, he left. I'm like, damn, it was all downhill since he left. I like, damn. And he said, Hubert, I know you can do the job. And I miss that guy. Rebecca husband, he worked with me at 1216. And I used to always keep them on their toes. When I got to that store, come here, open this, come here. Because I know when I dealt with Russell and Charles and them and Steve, they used to let stuff pile up in that bag. They had maintenance doing everything. We throwing the pallet, but Charles don't know how to appreciate people. You know, when I first got the when I moved to the other department, one of the persons said something from the cashier. The CSM said, Hubert, you good at what you do. And that's the first time I heard that. Like, damn, I was 12, 16. Stop. The Charles to stop abusing his power and treating us like we ain't nothing. And maintenance, oh, we gotta get the pallets off the thing. We doing the stocker's job. We throwing the cardboard away. We doing certain things we should not be doing that's not in our job. But you don't know how to treat us, man. Charles don't have no respect. He just an abuser and a user. But you know what I felt? I felt when I first went there, that moment when I left that position, they said, Hubert, you good at what you do. And when I was in that department, I was like, whoa, that's the first time I heard that. That's the first time I felt appreciated at 2996 when the CSM told me that. Damn, Charles and them never did that to me. They never, Jeff and them never did that. And I'm like, hold up. I thought it was going good. Then everything started going. So I did my big girl before she came, my baby mama, she started, more conflict started happening. The old flames started showing. The cats and them started acting. People starting to misbehave themselves, man. And you know, it's hard to get in it. But Cassie pushed that nerve for some reason. She got to that button and her little husband. She got to that damn button, pushed that damn button. People barely get to me. It's hard to get under my damn skin. But I don't know how she did it, but she got it under my skin. Then she got a little husband with a little shoes trying to make me jealous. I told her, look here, you stupid for paying attention to it. You stupid coming in the deli, paying attention to because she want to get me back for all the shit that I did her when I made her jealous walking in the mall. I say, look, walking in the movie theater with somebody. You stupid for playing along with the shit. And I told her on Facebook, I told her husband, you stupid for playing because she get me back the shit I did. When we walked in the movies together and she holding somebody's hand and we looking at each other, what our behavior. So you're stupid for playing along with her. But I don't know how you barely get under my skin, dude. But I don't know how you did it. But that's people barely get my attention. Barely get my attention. Okay? You got to take a whole lot to get my attention. But I don't know how she did it. I was not agitated about the situation that took place with Cassie's behavior. I was very, very upset of her behavior and how she behaved herself. And it really pissed me off to the point. It's hard to get under my skin. It's hard to make me angry. It's hard to get me to show some emotions or whatever reaction. But people need to. But this is your workers' behavior, man. We're not talking about casting them behavior. We're talking about your workers' behavior. How are we supposed to fix that relationship? And you broke that by lying. Will you keep it real with your customer, McMillon? Would you keep it real with them? So dishonesty. I told James, if I'm see if I like it down there and I like the personality. But I think that was kind of scared because you use me and I can see I can go to another Walmart in Atlanta and you abusing me, treat me bad. And I had a feeling about if you ain't gonna treat me right, I'm gonna go to another Walmart, right? I think that was the case with Robert, right? And James, right? So I told you when I was gonna go to Atlanta, I was gonna fill out the different person, go to the different job sites. I told James this. I told James what I was gonna do. Can James tell you what I said? I wanted to go to different stores and fill out the personalities and see where I can get in and fit somewhere else where y'all abusing y'all power and y'all behavior is wrong. So after I went in a couple and talked to everybody, and some things I didn't like after I got some chemistry in Hampton, Georgia, and I went in the back room in Hampton, the Walmarts, and I went and talked to some and some things I didn't like about the behaviors. They're trying to act like I don't know the business, and some things I didn't like. So I was going to, I got the feeling, I said, hold up, let me go conversate some Walmart employees in Hampton, Georgia, because I told James that I was going to go in and I was going to see if I like it. I was just going to get in, fit in, and do all of these things, and I was going to see if I'm on. Let's go get this feeling. And I told James, if you tell us that your store manager, if you lied to Doug McMillon, that's on you, man. I told you I was going to fit out the personalities. I wanted to go there. Let me see if this I can find another spot where I can be comfortable at, because this is not working. So this is not working. So I wanted to and I think that kind of caused the problem. I should have never told him that I was going to find out the chemistry. See, I can go find out the different chemistry and the personalities of Walmart. And I started talking to everybody and see where I can gain that connection at. And I think some of them I liked it, some of them I liked it. But I didn't like it in the Hampton, Georgia back room. One of the stores, the lady was very, very, and like I didn't know about the business. She was very, very, very understanding that like I didn't know about the business. So I didn't like that. I wouldn't, and I think I should have never told him that I was going to fit in with go and see what kind of personalities that I can fit in there. And Rob came back and told me, you don't fit in. No, you don't fit in. You don't fit in. When you and your corporate office being racist and y'all are wrong for it with the things y'all did. So how can we understand those things and understand those concepts of what we are understanding? How can we do it? So we have to understand the goals of it. But how can I build that trust back with my customer when you broke it, David? Remember, that's the case. If you want to talk about trust, you broke that trust. You broke your Walmart employees' trust. You broke it by lying and setting me up and being dishonest. So I'm going to tell the Justice Department, is you going to see what's in that room? Is Jessica and them going to tell you the truth about what happened in that room? What happened in that back room, in that freezer when she was taunting and doing it and laughing? Is she going to be honest about her part in it? Her and her manager? You got to be honest, and your employee got to be honest. So we got other things to do in this program. Everybody want to get on me, man, because of what the subject I'm talking about here. And it's causing a bill. You're going to get killed of what you're talking about. No, we all got our point of views, you know what I mean? We all got our point of views, and we all discuss what we talking about, and we all doing that. Right, gorilla. So it's the honesty is going to come both ways. So, Doug McMillon, can we move past this? We move past this with honesty. I didn't told you about the text message I did, and Jessica smiled. I didn't understand my part, and I was aware of it. So I didn't told you about my part. If they're gonna tell them about their part, this honesty is gonna be given on the table on their part. Then we can move past it and forgive and let it go. If honesty is being given, you haven't showed me honesty yet, David. And I'm gonna get things and letting go. The people that did me wrong, they haven't apologized. And Raymond just did the unthinkable thing. He know what he said on that phone. I don't need you if you want to lie to me. What I'm lying for about what you did. You with him too. You don't work. You work for. Hold up. Oh, wait. Now. I'm in the movies and I'm sitting down with this dude and I'm hearing him. I'm like, he's not talking about what I'm talking about right now. And he think I'm really not catching on to his words. And I cut him off.